Okay, the relay. The entirety of the relay. That's what this video is. And I'm about to take you into the relay, which all of the relays are the exact same layout, okay? Whether you go to the Larunda relay on Mercury or you go to the Orcus relay on Pluto, it doesn't matter. They have the exact same layout and the exact same things within these relays. Now, this is going to be a rather lengthy video, I anticipate, but I'm going to go through each part of the relay and basically tell you what each section is. But this is an overall good new player guide, or perhaps even someone who's been playing for a bit that hasn't done much in the relay, as I did. Uh, it will be a decent overview guide. So let's just get into it. And to get to the relay, as I've done with my with a couple of other videos, you go to one of the planets that has the relay on it. Obviously, if you're a lower level mastery rank, you're on PC, you're going to want to go to Mercury and go to the Larunda relay. If you are of a higher level, you can go to Pluto and go to the Orcus relay. The only main reason you would want to go to the Orcus relay that I know of in the higher level planet is when the Void Trader, which I just made a video on him being here, and because he spawns on the Pluto relay and this relay. So if he's on that relay, then obviously you want to be able to go access his wares, and that's the reason you would want to go to that relay. So let's go ahead and skip through that. And you start off in the relay where your ship lands, and it's constantly going to have the animations of ships docking and taking off and so on. And you'll see various players. Sometimes you won't see very many players at all. Just depends on what's going on. Right now, the Void Trader is still here, so there's going to be quite a few players in the relay compared to normal. Now, this looks all sort of complicated, like there's a lot here, but this is really all for looks. This whole beginning part is all for looks. So you come off of your ship, and you go to the only door that is available. So let's go to that door, and you're going to come to this hallway. This right and left go to the same things. I normally go to the left in my videos, so I'll go to the right in my videos, just to prove my point. That they both just kind of L around to this same room. You see over there? That's where the other one would have come out. There's absolutely nothing you do here. It's all for looks again. So you go through the next door. This is the first room. This is the first room that has anything in it that you can do anything with. Okay, and you see this nice statue here. And you can jump on top of that if you'd like, which I just missed it there. So this is a big room. It's nice, good for looks. Not much really here, except for when the Void Trader is actually in town. Now, I did not go to the Pluto relay. In hindsight, maybe I should have. But the Void Trader would be right here, as I showed in my other video. If you want to see the Void Trader, look at that video. Perhaps I'll put an annotation here to show you. But he would be right here for you to access. And you would see a mass group of people normally right in front of him, and you would just see the tip top of his head. Now, to the right and left of the Void Trader are going to be kiosks. Now, each of these kiosks I showed in that video, you access to get ducats, and ducats are the currency you utilize along with credits to buy things from the Void Trader. That is the only thing in this big, huge, gigantic room that that I know that you do, other than maybe fall off of it. Alright, so, and then you have from here, if you were still going straight, there's a statue. Going straight, you can go that way. You can go over here to this left door, and likewise there is a right door. So let's just go ahead and take you to the closest door. To me, that would be the right door. Remember, statue there, came in from where I'm looking, came up those steps, went to the right, went over to this door. This door is going to give you access to, well, first, you have these little panels here, these little, whatever you want to call them, I don't know the names of them. And you go over them, it says X to kneel. You push X, you will kneel down. It's sort of like I guess it is a star observatory. That is all that does, to my knowledge. That would be similar to the things you kneel on to dual another player in a dual arena. Now, we have here, you see the icon here, that is for this Syndicate faction, Arbiters of Hexus, as you see popped up right at the top of the screen. Now, there will be these rooms in this area that we're in now for all 6 of the factions. And you'll see some type of guy or some type of terminal that will allow you to turn in medallions if you don't have some dillweeds here in front of you doing something. But you turn in your medallions, and these medallions, I'm not going to explain that. That's not the point of this video. This is to show you where everything is in the relay. But this has to do with the Syndicate. You get these medallions in the Syndicate missions, and that's as far as I'm going to go. You turn them in, you get standing with the Syndicate that you happen to be in. We are in the Arbiters of Hexus. You go down further into the room, you can talk, and you talk. This is the same as what is in your ship. Over to the left, this exact same thing is where you can buy stuff, the offerings from the actual Syndicate that you are looking at. And that is all that is in each Syndicate room. Now, I will take you to all the rooms, but I explained it on this one. The other ones, for time purposes, I'm not going to explain in such detail, let's say. This is going to be Cephalon Suda. You can tell by the star. You see the top there? Okay, and this one, as you see, you'll have an access over here to turn in your data. Each Syndicate is going to have a different name for its drops that you can pick up during the Syndicate missions that will earn you faction standing, rather. And then this is going nuts in here. And then you'll have someone you can talk to, of course, just like in your ship again. Okay, that's all I'm going to do for there. That is, so first, off to the right, we had Hexus, then we had Cephalon Suda. So you just keep on going down this same exact hallway. And here we have still Meridian. Okay, and these are consequently the 3 faction standings that I utilize, that I have positive reputation, positive standing with. And so we have someone that you can talk to, and of course you have an area in here where you can access the offerings from the standing of still Meridian. You keep going. We'll talk about this area later, so just keep going down the hallway. Right? Keep on going. Now, to the left side, this would be if you went to the left door. So let's just go ahead and hurry up, and just so you don't get lost on this, because it is a lot bigger and looks like it's a lot more complex and hard to get around than it is. So this is that room that we came in from the very beginning. Only one way to go. You have the big statue again, and I went right the first time. Okay, I'm going to go left this time. And that's going to bring us over here to the same thing where on the left side that you can nil. And perhaps those are for dueling purposes or something, but I've never seen it happen. I think that's still just in observatory. And so first we have on the left side the new Loka faction or Syndicate. So that is going to allow you to, again, turn in items. You turn in seeds in this case. And then if you go further in, you'll be allowed to browse and buy their offerings. The next one, of course, is going to be the parent sequence, and exact same thing. It's I'm like a broken record here. You can turn in items, and then further in you can browse the offerings and buy the offerings. And then lastly, we have the Red Veil, which is the coolest looking room in my opinion. I'm not a part of this faction, but you get to turn in marks, as they call them here, for standing. And further in this room, let's go in a little further because it's a cool looking room. I think they have someone on here. It looks like they're sacrificing or doing something really bad to them. Look at that, ouch. Alright, and you go further in and you can talk to this bad guy and look at the offerings, and you can actually go up in rank and so on depending on your standing. So let's get over this silly thing. So that is basically the first level that you would come into left to right. It has all of the Syndicate doorways and rooms. So let's get our bearings again, okay? Remember, I came in from the left this time, so let's go back out. Not that you can't keep going from here, okay? But I just want to give you the bearings, because that's the purpose, in my opinion, of this video. So here we are at the big statue. This is the main door, first door, the only door that you can come with. So you would be here no matter what. So you go to the statue. So instead of going right or left, and I'm getting a phone call, instead of going right or left, you would go straight. And you may already be turned around, but you would go just straight to the only door available. So you go straight here. Okay. Now you see there is one of the faction syndicate rooms, and there's another faction syndicate room. So those are the right and left doors that we went into. They just took you closer to each doorway. That's all that was. All three of these doors lead to this same hallway that I'm in. So that should be fairly easy. And as I said, it's a lot more simple than it looks. So after you're done browsing the Syndicate areas, you just come around to the only other spot you can, which is to the left, or if you're on this side, to the right, and you'll see this little area here. This is the last area on the first floor of the relay. Now, okay, starting on the right side, you have this first door here, which is called Mission Control. It's just like the navigation in your ship. Now, there may be something more that I'm missing about it, but if you get here and you kneel down here, it goes straight to navigation. You can go to planets and all that good stuff. And that's that, you know. So if you go over here to, let's say, one of these control panels, you can change your loadout. I'm going to guess that that is to change your conclave loadout. And so therefore, Conclave is PvP. That's all I'm going to say about that. But there you go. That is Mission Control. You can change your Conclave loadout, and I'm guessing there. And you can go and access navigation. That is the first door on the right side. You see the emblem. You'll get used to the icons and the emblems on the doors and know what they are. This door you cannot go into. It is red. It is locked. I don't know if it's for future expansions or something that I have not personally unlocked myself. I have not researched it. You can. Okay, next door over from the right. This is the Conclave, as I was just referring to. This is PvP. That's all I'm going to say about it. Okay. You know, you have the different PvPs. This is available again in your ship over towards the right. You have the Conclave, I believe, is where it is, but it's in your ship. It's PvP. That's all there is to that. The basics of that. Up top, you can talk to this guy, and if you do PvP, you get the same thing. You get offerings that you can utilize, mods and other stuff in player versus player. Now, I don't do PvP if you glance there, so there's really nothing there for me. Now, if you keep going, you're going to run back into the stairs, and that's it. That's all that comes from this little area. So remember, this was the Syndicate hallway. This is the first hallway that you will come into, and then this other this other last little loop, little U here, is going to give you, like I said, Conclave. Locked. We're going to come into Mission Control, and that's it. And then you're back up here to the Syndicate standings, and you can pull up a map, the big map here, if you want to look at it. I mean, you see how it all loops around and where we are. Now, this is level 1. So let's start back again. You can fast forward through these parts if you don't want to see this stuff, but let's start back here from the beginning here. The only way you would come in from your ship once you landed, and there's the big bad statue again, and so you went straight. Let's get to level 2. Level 2, you just come around this edge until you come down to where the Conclave and the locked door and the Mission Control is, okay? And you have these two tubes, this tube and that tube. One tube goes one direction, the direction that the bubbles are flowing. The other tube goes the other direction, where the bubbles are flowing. Okay, obviously we're on the lowest floor, level 1. Bubbles going down. We get in the tube. There is no icon to go up or down because we are at the lowest level. This tube goes down. This tube takes you down from level 2 to level 1. So now let's go over. If you want to go up to level 2, you want to go to the one where the bubbles are going up over to the left side, depending on which direction you're facing, obviously. Basically, just get in the tube. The one that has the X for ascend is the one you want to be in to get to the next level. So hit that. And you can even jump up if you like to go to the next level faster. But anyways. Now we're on the final and the only other level of the relay. So here we are. You're in the middle of this room that we just came from. That tube, and that tube will take you back down. Now, first of all, these things, you can't go through these walls. Okay, so this is it on the second level. You go through this way. Can't go through that wall. Okay, so looks like a lot more than it is, right? Okay, you've got this door, locked door, and that door. Not much to the second level, is there? So let's just go ahead and start with the left door. This little E with the 2 here is Darvo.
Welcome to my little shop.
It's Darvo's Market, okay? Darvo is a character that they put in the relay that offers wares on special. Things that you can buy for platinum and so on. I wish this person would quit looking around at me. And so you go to him, and the special was right there, big. So basically, they have this mastery fodder gun, in my opinion, for 50% off. So you can get it for 60 plat instead of 120 plat. And that's all that is. Tells you how much time's left. Tells you what the discount is. Tells you what the inventory is on that deal, and so on. Obviously, that's not something that I am interested in. I've already maxed that gun and so on. But that's Darvo's Market. Really nothing to Darvo's Market. But every now and then he'll have something cool. So it's something cool to check out. Again, we have expansion door here. Basically, they can add something, locked door, nothing to it. And then the most important part of the relay, or one of the most important parts of the relay, right here. This one that has this icon. You can call it what you want, a crown, something from Superman, Slayer, whatever you want to call it. It is the Sanctuary, and I've mentioned the Sanctuary and shown the Sanctuary in so many of my videos. Especially because we have the mastery rank, the Hall of Mastery rank testing over here to the right. They go in order 1, 2, 3, all the way up to mastery rank 20. So you see, you can take any test you've ever done, you can do it again as many times as you like if you found it fun, or you just want to practice it, or you want to make a video on it to help other people out. Up to you. And you can do the one test that rank above you, so you can practice that until you're ready. So for example, I am mastery rank, look up here, mastery rank 14. So I can take test 15 now. Practice only though. I can't take the test to qualify until obviously it's ready to go. I've gotten all the points for it. So let's go. 3, 6, 9, 12. And this is going to be test 15. And if you see here, mastery test, I didn't mean to jump into it, to be honest with you. But we have mastery test 15.
Show me you are capable of fighting on multiple fronts. Capture and hold more points than the enemy to succeed.
Okay, so apparently mastery test, I have not even looked at this test. Mastery test 15 is capturing, it's basically an interception mission, and you neutralize, and you have to do that basically solo. But I'm going to go ahead and abort this mission out, just because you don't want to watch me play a mastery test. It's not the purpose of this video. Now, you're always going to come out of a mastery test in the same spot in this hallway. It's not going to put you directly in front of the test that you were in. It used to put you in the beginning, the very start of the relay where you came off your ship. So it's definitely an improvement to where it used to put you. Now, the rest of the room, remember, just to give you your bearings again, this is that doorway to the sanctuary. And over, let's go ahead and start with the main guy here. You've got Cephalon Samaris here, right? He is the guy you get standing with him. This is the guy that you utilize standing I'm sorry, that you utilize your scanners with your synthesis scanning. Okay, so you can say how was
The
synthesis.
sanctuary must grow. It must preserve. It must endure. Hunt this being for me, and I will enlighten you.
Okay, I'm not going to go on and on about this part either, because that would be a separate video, exactly what the Sanctuary Cephalon Samara standing is. But it works the same way, sort of, like every other type of standing that you can get for anything else in the game. You scan targets for this guy, and you get rewarded for it. So the target of the day, just so you know, is whatever's under him, okay? And then you would have to find out where that target is. So it's a guardsman, basically. It looks like a Grenadier target, and that one's going to be located primarily on Ceres, I believe, planet Ceres. But let's go on. So let's go over here. You got research. This gets into the whole process of it, and here you can change which one make your personal target, blah blah blah. I am on the daily target of the guardsman and personal progress. Again, I'm not going to get into the details of that. Over here at the back of the room, you have the offerings. This is what you can get for the standing you have. I have 38,742 standing at the moment with him. And you can buy synthesis scanners, the traps for the targets. You can get his sigil. You can get these transmute cores, which are nice. You can transmute things and make it a certain polarity. This is Meteorite, this is Vazarin, and this is Nerimon, you know, for example, or the minus sign, the D and the Y. So when you transmute something, you can change the polarity of it so it'll fit in the slot that you're using on the Warframe or the weapon. And I'm not going to explain all of these things, but you get an idea of what are the rewards you can get from Cephalon Samaris, which I'm going a little bit into detail on. This is an important one. That's the reason that I opened this up. The simulacrum, the simulacrum. I mean, it depends on how you want to say it, but it is what it is. It's a simulation type of arena in which once you get this key with 50,000 standing, you can access this room. This is a whole nother video, but basically this room that you can access in that room will be available all the targets that you have scanned, and you'll be able to fight those targets. You get to pick which targets spawn, and you get to fight them. If you've ever watched the dev streams and you saw them go into that little testing room where they spawn targets to show you the latest and greatest things that they're working on, it's sort of like that, but only looks more like the mastery test room. Okay. I'll do a video on this, and I'll put an annotation at this point in the video if I can remember once I do that video. But that's where the access key is, and that's a cool room. I'll show you where to go to that room. It's in this room because this is the last room. And then you see, you know, you got a weapon. You have the new thing that came out with update 17 or 17.5. I think it was 17. Yeah, 17. Which is the Exalis adapter. You know, it's that extra utility slot, and you get it for 50,000 standing, which is not too bad, you know, because you know. But I think it's a 20 plat thing. Okay, so that's that for that room, except for one more thing. Remember? Okay, we're here at the start. Remember, we came up that tube, went straight here. And you've got actually Cephalon Samaris, which gets into your personal space. I mean, look at this guy. He just follows you around. He's just like, man, this is my territory. But anyways, you come to that room. Off to the right is the mastery rank test. Off to the left is going to be the simulacrum. And look, access key required. So I'm about to actually get the rest of that standing. I get 15,000 standing per day. It does come off of your mastery rank, what your limit per day is. It's a different story, how you get that standing and so on. But I'm about to get that key, and I will make a video on that once I do have that key and am ready to make the video. But there are plenty of other videos on that right now if you want to look at that at this very moment. But that's where you would access that room. Once you get that key, this is open, and you would be able to push X and jump right into it. And that is the relay. That's it. That's everything in the relay. Remember, you get Darvo here, nothing there, and then you obviously have the sanctuary, which I think the sanctuary is the coolest and the coolest room in the whole thing. Now, to get back out of here, you can push escape, go back to your ship. You don't have to go run back out or anything like that. But to get back down to the first floor, obviously, instead of using that one over there where that guy is, you would, just to show you, let's go to that one. See, nothing we can do in this one now. So you would go to this one, and now you have a descend icon, right? Okay, so now we're coming down, and we're back on the first story, the first level. And again, you remember this one was mission control, nothing in the middle. And then over here we have the conclave. That's the conclave icon. Now, and you kind of see everything now. You should be able to start to familiarize yourself with what is what and where you are without even looking at the map, because you have everything is sorted out fairly well, because you have all your syndicate stuff in one main first hallway, the first hallway that you come to after that main statue room where the void trader is, as you see. And then you have everything else down here, as I said, the conclave, and then we have the mission control there, and then you go up to the next floor that I just described. So let's just jump out back to the main room here, which is going to be the middle door. As you see here, we're back in the main room, which is going to have the void trader kiosk on each side, and the void trader, if I was on Pluto right now, you would actually see the void trader right here. You could browse his wares, and that, my friends, is the relay. Hope that helps. I'm going to walk this thing back all the way to the beginning, just to show you that that's it. And you'll see these animations of ships, just, you know, to give a character, and that's it. So I hope that helps you guys get your bearings and know what everything is in the relay. If I miss anything, I apologize. Take care.